Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sweet Bee Creative Studios. Today we're going to be playing with some products from Brutus Monroe. We're going to be playing with their stamp of the month, which is this cute little pair of koalas. And the stamp says, "I love spending quality time with you." I start to remember, so some of those words are going to trip me up. Okay. And then we're going to be using their Love Notes paper pad. And I also have another stamp set that it has some stitches, which we're going to use also. And we're just going to make a cute little card. Sometimes it's just fun playing around with your supplies, right? Okay, I'm going to stamp this out in the detail Raven ink, and I'll be back. Okay. So to color this guy, we're going to use the tri-blends, and we're going to use the brown gray blend. I just figured it was the right blend for these little characters, because I do want them to be gray, but not totally gray. So I'm starting off with my lightest color, and I'm just scribbling. I am going to color them one at a time, just because I want the blends on each one to be a little different. I want one to be a little lighter, one to be a little darker. And that's the way my brain can process this better. Another thing, before I continue, when you're recording, you're pretty far away from the camera. I know I've stressed this before. So when you're not over your project, like, you know, your face over it, it's kind of hard to see any oopsies. So, yeah, if I see anything afterwards, I'll touch it up. But just so you know. All right, let's bring some up here. Okay. And now we could come in with our dark color, which we definitely need some here. Listen, and I'm not perfect at this. I will just do what, I don't know, whatever I feel that I want to see. It's not following any rule. So. I just want to have fun with it, okay? Which it should be. Alright, and now I'm going to bring in my mid-tone, and everything is going to get touched up. So what you're seeing is not going to be our final result. I just want to bring in color gradually. So we're going to add it little by little. So now I'm going to start like bringing the darker tone inward, right? So it can give like kind of more of a natural. I mean, if you want it to look like fur, you need to flick, but this is not the marker for that. Even though you can, see, it's just not the same. Okay, and let's shadow this, and shadow that. And then blend it out a little bit. And then soften those edges with our lightest color. You don't want anything to be like too dark. Okay, let's go to this guy and add some color there. And okay, mid-tone. And then our lightest tone. And you want to try to push some of that mid-tone into the center, and then we go back. So this time I will put like the shade in a little bit of different form, because I mean, when you look at your face, like if you have a part that's shaded, it's not like a perfect shade, right? It's a gradient of it, so that's what we're gonna do. And we keep adding. And these are cute stamps, so I mean, you really don't need all of this. They can be done with even just one color marker. So if you have like just one color, you can color the whole thing. Like that. Let it absorb, I mean, like the alcohol evaporate, and then you can just come back with the same color and just add a little bit here and there just to give somewhat of a shading, right? Because now you're layering the ink on top of itself, and it won't be as noticeable as it would be if you use a darker tone, but you'll still be able to see it somewhat. Okay, so now let's do his ear. Okay. And you guys get the idea, right? So it's starting to come together. I'm going to color the other side and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and color the heart. And my red is almost out, which is why I switched markers, because my lightest color is almost done. But I think it's going to be enough to do this, because you got to get every little bit of ink you can. Okay, there. And soften that up a little bit. And then we'll finish it off. And you should be good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back my stamp platform, and we can stamp our sentiment, cut this one out. Then we can add some glossy accents and stuff, and then we'll set it to dry while we finish the rest of the card. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to stamp our sentiment. And stamp it again. I really need a new platform. I think I've really used this one and bent it and did things to it that yeah, I think it's time. My problem is always in the center of the stamp. I think it's where my platform, I don't know, it dips more. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so I'm going to cut this out with a circle die, and I'm actually going to cut out a red and black pattern too. I mean, it's just circles, so I'll just cut that out and I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys know I put a glossy accents on everything. It's not glued down yet. I'm just showing you what I have in mind. So I'm going to put some glossy accents on the actual heart, because I want that to pop a little bit. You guys know I like having texture on all my cards, and I'm going to put it on their nose. And that's it. I mean, it's a small character. You don't need a whole lot. So we're going to put that off to dry. And I'm going to bring out some papers and then we'll cut them up and put this card together. Okay? So look how cute that is. You can shadow this if you want. You can come back with a lighter gray and come all the way around it. You could use darker tone grays. It's actually a little darker than what you see on screen. It's all the lights. I don't know. But there we go. I'll be right back. Okay, so for this part, you're going to need a cutting tool. Or if you have a real steady hand, you can use a scissor. Now, I did cut a piece of card that was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, right? So we're going to cut this as well. This is just going to be something that I glue these pieces to. So we're going to do right at 4 1/8. Oh, and shift it. Darn it. Well, anyway, I can just always cut it down a little bit more. I don't mind that. Let me cut it one at a time. All right. Let's go to 4 1/8. We might be okay. Okay. Four and an eighth. We can just cut it at 4, I guess. And we'll cut this one at 4 as well. Just a little bit smaller. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Now I really need to cut them together. Let's go. I guess we have to cut this one smaller too, so we'll cut it at 5 1/4. That tight. Okay. Now I'm gonna do an angle cut on this because again we're gonna piece these together. The neat thing about this paper is that it's double-sided, so you just need 2 sheets of paper for this. Okay, we're gonna hold it right there. I'm gonna trim it. And it moved again. Oh no. Okay. It's okay. We'll trim it all together when we're done. All right. So then we have these two. And I'm going to actually cut this one in half. So I'm going to butt it up there. And then we're going to trim it. And then we're going to have that piece. We're going to put this piece here. And then we're going to use our hearts for the top. And I think it all works out. We just have to trim it a little bit. But I think we're good to go. Okay? It's just going to be a little bit of trimming. And that's all. Alright. So we're going to glue these onto a panel. And then we're going to use a stitch stamp to connect it. Like if it's sewn together like a quilt. So this will go here. And again, now it's, you know, smaller, but that's okay. We can trim it up. And then we'll glue the other pieces. So let's get this out the way. And we're going to start by gluing our main part. Okay. Okay, let's get that glued on. And we're going to just bring it to the edge. Okay. And now we're going to glue this part on. And you still have all this that you can, if you want to make a bunch of these, you can just piece all these guys in, right? You can cut this one and this will become your front and back, right? So let me bring this to the edge, because the edges really need to be adhered down so it looks seamless. So let's do that. And what you can do is always like, oh shoot, I did the wrong side. Okay. You can always just like move it around a little bit. Now we know it's going to be a little off because I cut it wrong, so we'll piece that together afterwards. And then we have this one that'll go right in there, and then we'll trim it, and then everything will look seamless, like I never made a mistake. Okay, let's push that one there. And okay. Let's put this back in. Cut that down. So these things that can be fixed. You don't have to get rid of your project just because you had an oopsie. Because we can always add layers. So we have that. When you do it, you won't have these issues because you'll be working with it at your eyes distance, and you can put the pressure when you need to. It's kind of difficult when you're far away, and I mentioned that already. Okay. All right, so we have that, and these guys, I don't want to mess it up. They'll go there. Isn't that cute? Okay. Let's work on this. Let me get that other stamp set and I'll be back. Okay. Well, in case you guys didn't see, yes, I have my glue has its own sock. And it's because we've had some unusually cold weather. And since we're in the south, we don't have like regular heat, right? So the house is cool, and some of those glues don't do good in cold weather. So I put it in a sock just in case the office gets too cold. It doesn't mess up my glue. So we're gonna use the Happy Threads stamps, and we're gonna use these hearts to create like a faux stitch. You can use any one you want, but I just wanted to keep with the hearts. And we're just gonna line this up. Now we're gonna keep going with this, so we have to restamp, and I'm not too worried if it goes over a little bit or it looks a little funky. In fact, I can just even come this way. So they'll meet underneath where we're going to glue the character. So if there's anything weird looking, it'll be covered. Okay, so we're going to do this. Let's make sure that this is straight, because of course I didn't press down hard enough. And we're going to use some more of the Raven. And we are going to stamp this a couple of times because I want it nice and dark. And I'm just going to press for a second, lift it up. We are almost done. One more time. And I'm just going to wipe it off really quick so I can move it. All right. So I'm going to put this one here. And we're just going to repeat the process. You just got to make sure that it's more or less in the same place. good enough. All right, so let's ink that part. And let's keep going. One more time. We actually have to ink that part a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. Wipe it down. And let's do our final one, which will be here. You can do this with any kind of pattern paper. Just piece it all together. It's a little off, darn it. I should have looked at it better. You know what, we're just gonna go with it. See, it's a little off right there. Urgh. I'm actually going to try to smush the ink there a little bit, just to cover it up just a tad. It's all right. I mean, that's going to bug me. But just try to make those hearts a little bit wider. It's touching. You guys get it. It should all cover the whole line. But we're just gonna go with it. Okay. Put that to the side. And now we can put this together. So let me bring my very warm glue. I'm using art glitter glue. And you see, it's nice and smooth. The other night I left it without its little coat, and it was a little bit harder to work with. So yeah, I'm not taking any chances. Overnight, while it's still cool out, we're gonna put a little coat on it, cover it up. So I buy socks for my glue. My other glues are covered up too. Okay. So let's do this. Okay, so now we have that. And we're gonna glue these guys together. I'm gonna let it set for a minute, and then, well, actually we could just get her done now. Let's just glue these guys on. Okay. And let's just glue that on. And I think I damaged that die because it looks a little oval, but it'll do the job right now. Okay, so we're gonna add some more glue. And we're gonna put our last one here. Oh, but I want to straighten my koalas. And that will be our finished card. Put it on a card panel and you're good to go. Simple. Again, you can add some gray around to shadow here. You can come with this. Okay, let me test it. You can add a little bit of shimmer around this. You won't be able to see it on camera, but the person who receives it will be able to see it, and it'll just bring a little bit of shine. But yeah, that's our card. I'll put a list of the products that I used and add some pictures, and that'll be that. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. If it's your weekend like it is mine, I hope you have a great start to your weekend, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.